You know the feeling. Someone you love takes longer than usual to respond, and something in you shifts. Not just concern, something older. Something that feels almost like panic. Or maybe it's the opposite. Someone gets too close, and everything in you wants to disappear. Neither of these is a personality trait. Neither of these is who you are. This is your attachment wound. And today, you're going to finally understand why you love the way you do. Stay with me. In 1969, a British psychiatrist named John Bowlby made a discovery that would change everything we understand about human relationships. He found that the way a child bonds with their primary caregiver in the first years of life becomes the template for every significant relationship that follows. Not a metaphor, a literal neural template, wired into the brain before conscious memory begins. He called this attachment theory, and what it means is profound. The way you love as an adult, the way you pursue or withdraw, the way you trust or guard yourself, the way you fight or shut down, the way you need or pretend not to need, was largely determined before you turned 3 years old. This is not destiny, but it is the starting point, and you cannot change what you cannot see. Researchers identified 3 primary attachment styles, and later a 4th. Each one is a direct response to what was available in the early caregiving environment. The first is secure attachment. This develops when a caregiver is consistently available, responsive, and emotionally attuned. The child learns, I am safe. My needs will be met. I can explore the world and come back. Love is reliable. In adult relationships, securely attached people can be close without losing themselves. They can handle conflict without catastrophizing. They trust without needing constant reassurance. They feel worthy of love as a baseline. This sounds simple, but research suggests only about 50% of adults have it. The second is anxious attachment. This develops when the caregiver was inconsistently available, sometimes warm and responsive, sometimes distant or preoccupied. The child never knows which version will show up, so they learn to monitor constantly, to stay alert, to amplify their needs in hopes of getting a response. In adult relationships, anxiously attached people tend to need a lot of reassurance. They read into silences. They catastrophize when their partner seems distant. They can feel like too much, even to themselves. Underneath all of it is a core terror. I will be abandoned. The third is avoidant attachment. This develops when the caregiver was consistently emotionally unavailable. The child learns that expressing needs leads nowhere or leads to rejection, so they stop expressing needs. They become self-sufficient. They wire themselves to not need. In adult relationships, avoidantly attached people tend to pull back when things get too close. They need a lot of space. They intellectualize instead of feeling. They can seem cold or emotionally absent. Underneath all of it is a core belief: I am better alone. Here is something that will explain many of your relationships. Anxious and avoidant attachment styles tend to find each other, not by accident, by design. The anxiously attached person is drawn to someone who seems self-sufficient and doesn't need much. It feels like stability. The avoidantly attached person is drawn to someone who pursues them. It feels like being wanted without having to ask. But what happens next is almost inevitable. The anxious person, feeling the distance of the avoidant, pursues more. The avoidant, feeling the pursuit of the anxious, withdraws more. The anxious pursues harder. The avoidant withdraws further. This is called the pursue-withdraw cycle, and it can go on for years, decades, sometimes an entire relationship. Both people are in genuine pain. Both people are acting from their deepest survival programming. Neither is the villain, but without understanding what is actually happening, Beneath the arguments, beneath the accusations, beneath the silence, nothing changes. Your attachment style doesn't just live in your thoughts, it lives in your body. When an anxious attachment wound activates, when your partner seems distant, when a message goes unanswered, when someone you love seems to be pulling away, your nervous system fires a threat response. Not a mild discomfort, a threat response. The same system that activates when physical safety is at risk. Your heart rate increases, your focus narrows, your mind starts running scenarios. You may feel a kind of desperate energy, the need to do something, say something, fix something, right now. This is not irrationality. This is the 3-year-old's nervous system, still running the original programming. If I don't act, I will be left. When an avoidant attachment wound activates, when someone gets too close, when intimacy intensifies, when you feel someone depending on you, your nervous system fires a different kind of threat response, a pulling back, a flatness, a desire to be somewhere else, a sudden noticing of all the ways this relationship is wrong or this person is not quite right. This is not coldness. This is the 3-year-old's nervous system, still running the original programming. Closeness is dangerous. I am safer alone. Attachment styles can change, but not through understanding alone. The research is clear on this. The most powerful pathway to earn secure attachment, developing security as an adult even if you didn't have it as a child, is a consistent, safe, attuned relationship. This can be a romantic relationship, a deep friendship, a therapeutic relationship, a community. Any relationship where you experience, repeatedly and over time, that closeness is safe, that your needs matter, that you can be seen fully and not be abandoned or engulfed. Each of these experiences is a deposit, a piece of new evidence for a nervous system that learned the opposite. The second pathway is body-based work. Practices that regulate the nervous system directly, not through insight, but through the body itself. Breath work, somatic therapy, movement. Any practice that gives the nervous system a different experience of safety. And the third, which underlies both, is awareness, knowing that the panic is old, that the withdrawal is old, that what you are feeling right now has roots that go back decades, that the person in front of you is not the person who taught you that love was unsafe. That gap between the trigger and the old response is where everything changes. Your attachment style is not a life sentence. It is information about what you needed and didn't get, about what your nervous system learned in order to survive, about the specific kind of healing that will actually reach you. Next week, we go into the nervous system itself, why your body responds the way it does in relationships, and how to begin working with it rather than against it. If this landed, subscribe. Share it with someone who needs to understand why they love the way they do. This is Soul Decoded, and you now have more of the map.